There is finally good news with Dubois County Community Corrections. More on that, plus Carrie Schneider has this week's report with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, and Jillian and Luke Hildenbrand discuss this Saturday's full 150th anniversary celebration tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin with a Monday night accident near St. Meinrad that left a Bristow teen dead and a Tell City man facing felony intoxication charges. At around 7:10 Central Time last night, Indiana State Police say 18-year-old Phoenix Donaldson of Bristow pulled out of a driveway in the 700 block of Bristow-St. Meinrad Road on his moped. As Donaldson pulled onto the highway, he was hit by a northbound Chevy Aveo being driven by 26-year-old Brock Smith of Tell City. State Police say Smith locked his brakes up south of the driveway, which left tire marks before and after the crash. Donaldson was pronounced dead on scene by the Perry County Coroner's Office. Meanwhile, State Police found that Smith had been driving under the influence of methamphetamine. He was taken into custody and lodged in the Perry County Jail. He's charged with a level 4 felony for operating while intoxicated causing death and a Class C misdemeanor for operating while intoxicated under a controlled substance. There's finally some good financial news for Dubois County Community Corrections. Last night, interim DCCC Director Jenny Foose told the Dubois County Council that the Indiana Department of Corrections will be providing just over $556,800 of funding for the local corrections program in the 2015-2016 budget. The best news of all, though, came from how much money the corrections program has been collecting from those on work release. Foose told the council the most recent state audit of DCCC for the 2013-2014 fiscal year found that there is more money being collected from those in work release within the last couple of years as percentages are on the increase. Foose says this year's budget includes about $509,000 in project income, which is higher than it's been, due in large part to the increase in collections. Foose says the goal now is to sustain the positive momentum.
I think everybody's a little relieved to see that we're turning a new leaf here and we're starting to see some more positive financially. So hopefully in the future we'll continue to see those user fees come in.
Meanwhile, County Council President Greg Kendall says the collections news was music to his ears. He is also hoping that the corrections program sustains its recent success.
This guy has certain rules to live by with community corrections, and paying their own bills is part of that commitment. So I'm a real stickler on that, and I hope they continue to do a good job and get those fees collected.
The County Council approved DCCC's 2015-2016 budget during last night's meeting. Though there has been change in leadership, the Huntingburg Chamber of Commerce is still moving ahead. This afternoon, the Huntingburg Chamber hosted its 21st annual membership luncheon at the Huntingburg Event Center. This year's guest speaker was longtime Indianapolis Indians broadcaster Howard Kellman. The day also featured the presentation of the 2015 Golden Leaf Award. Huntingburg Parks Director Jim Rieger was chosen for the award. Rieger, who has worked for the City Parks Department since 1977, says the award was a big honor for him and says there are a couple of big things that he is most proud of.
One of the things that probably people forget, building a new swimming pool. Not new, it's old now, but in 1984 we didn't know if we were going to get a new pool or not, so that was one of the biggest things. And then probably getting the movie coming to town, that was a big thing. That was a challenging moment with us, and as they mentioned, they thought they might just scaffold the stadium up and then tear it down, but ended up keeping it, and that's one of the best moves Huntingburg made.
Of course, the last year has seen changes to the leadership of the Huntingburg Chamber. Former Executive Director Nick Stevens resigned in January for a job in the private sector. He was recently replaced by Elizabeth Bartle, though he stayed on board for several months to help with the transition. Huntingburg Chamber Board President Al Mihalowicz says though chamber membership has declined a bit recently, he says the chamber's growth over the last handful of years still cannot be overstated. Mihalowicz says the chamber will do its best to continue the recent growth while still being helpful to local businesses.
I think that's just continuing to provide, for our businesses the needs that they have. We have, some morning workshops, throughout the year, dedicated to different issues that they may have, whether it's on the healthcare initiative or, some other things. So, you've got to be able to provide, things that they need, so that they have a value in becoming part of the chamber board.
The Huntingburg Chamber lost 22 members over the last year and is now at 113 members. And finally tonight, voter turnout numbers for last month's primary election were generally higher here in southwestern Indiana than in other parts of the state. Yesterday, Secretary of State Connie Lawson stated 12% of Hoosier residents eligible to vote in the May 5th municipal primary elections cast their ballots. That equates to fewer than 328,000 out of the 2.66 million eligible voters who did so. Now, not all Indiana voters were eligible to vote last month. Only voters living in a city or town with an election this year or in a school corporation conducting a construction or tax levy referendum were eligible to vote. 20 of Indiana's 92 counties had no primary elections at all, including in Crawford and Davies counties here locally. Now, Dubois County's voter turnout came in at 13.9%. In other counties, Martin County had one of the state's top turnouts at 23.7%. Pike County came in at 22.2% voter turnout for a referendum question for the Pike County School Corporation, a referendum that was ultimately voted down. Perry and Spencer counties had the two lowest voter turnouts in the area at 11.1% and 9.9% respectively. Lawson says Stark County had the highest turnout in Indiana last month at 33%. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is next with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, and later, more on the upcoming 150th anniversary celebration in Fulda. We're back after this.